The rocky shores of the North Sea comprise the setting for a titanic clash of enemy fleets. These tall evergreens and mossy rocks will soon bear witness to the deafening sounds of battle as two teams vie for dominance of the ocean. This is North. North is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination style map with 3 cap points running in a line from west to east. The A cap is on the left, B is in the center, and C is on the right. Changed from the old 4 cap configuration in update 0.7.9, North has proved itself an exciting map to play in tournament mode. Cap A on the left is largely unchanged from previous iterations of the map. A large diameter cap circle bordered by an island on the eastern edge, it's highly accessible to enemy destroyers, and there aren't many places for radar cruisers to hide nearby. As the smallest capture area on the board, the confines of Cap B have a new access point via a break in the islands along the eastern edge. The most common access to the cap comes from due north or south, but being in the center of the map means that ships caught out here find themselves targeted by large portions of the enemy team. On the eastern flank, Cap C has a single island within that can provide some shelter for destroyers as they attempt to capture, but it's a long exposed route to get behind cover. It was once common for radar cruisers to set up shop along the shores of the island on the western edge, but that island has been adjusted to make holding such a position a lot more dangerous. North is chock full of interesting flanking opportunities and tactical plays for teams looking to expose a weak point in an enemy position. The eastern half of the map has historically hosted lots of exciting action as teams jockey for position around the islands of Cap C. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play North.
Okay, guys, here we go. The round is off. Let's have a look at the runners and riders. So,
have you noticed RNSF have changed one of their battleships? It's a Bourgogne.
Yeah. Well, wow. There we go. We're going to see a Bourgogne. So the unnerved Alsace is back.
It is an AFK Bourgogne at the moment, but it's a Bourgogne. Oh no, he is moving. There we go.
So let's have a look at the teams.
So, you've got Smolensk on your side.
And look at the destroyers.
Yeah. Interesting. My chat have asked. My chat have reminded us that a Summers is not a Benham, and so it doesn't have fast torque reload.
Sorry, jingles effect.
Yeah,
we can
exactly.
blame on the jingles effect.
I was totally with you on that. So we're both at fault there. So yes, chats, you are vindicated. You're correct.
Yes.
Anyway,
well done, chat.
It still has torpedoes.
Mm.
Right in our defense.
So I will say this now: very different lineups. I mean,
I think that's to suit the map because you can see, we've got a Worcester on our side. You've got a Minotaur. I think that's to suit the fact that the islands are a lot closer to the caps and there's a lot more cover on this map.
The destroyers are going to be interesting. The Yuyang, granted, the Yuyang gun-wise has only got to worry about the Sommers and the Shimakaze, and its torpedoes will ruin everything. Again, RNSF there, Smudge running that Yoshino. We saw how effective he was last game in that. So it'd be good. I'd be looking forward to seeing how he plays that. DX there in the Smolensk, though, we saw what happened last time the Smolensk was played not really that effectively, but Smudge is already spotted, and unfortunately he spotted broadside on to a Kremlin. So this is going to... It took a little bit of a tickle, nothing major. Initial deployments, let's see. Well, we've got a Gearing, the Minor, the Kremlin, the Ormri, and the Ormri's both going towards Cap A for RORM. Cap was currently protected by a Des Moines there right on the edge with the Bourgogne of Samantha and the Yoshini in the back.
So RNSF have sent a single Ornery out wide onto the 9 line. You can probably see him, he's been firing. So that's Declan, yeah, absolutely. So he's going to be protecting that flank and offering a bit of crossfire over into the middle of the map there. Shima is just hovering above the cap, not doing anything yet. I think they're waiting to see whether they're going to send him around the 9 line or back into the cap. I'm not sure yet.
So Yoshima's going to be the tripwire then for the Yuyang's deep water tops that are currently coming in on the Stalingrad.
No, because the Shima's not on that end of the cap. So he's on the other corner. So the Stalingrad has no screening. Although, he is nose in and he's reversing behind the island, so he should be okay.
Yes, so he's completely safe now. But these torpedoes have a 13.5 kilometer range. So the Yamato of Comic Book...
Here they come. They've just gone past his nose, yeah.
Yeah, the Yamato of Comic Book, they are just out... He's just in the range of these torpedoes from blind inception. But there is a Yamato-sized gap there, so not a big problem.
Yep, he's just spotted them now. God, they get spotted so... Oh, no, he's going to take one.
He's at one.
Yep, he's going to take one on the nose. He did flood, he did DCP. So now that angry smoke cloud that I can see down underneath Charlie is going to try and set him on fire, I'd assume.
But I think Comic Book's made a mistake there by damage conning that fire.
I think perhaps he did, yeah. I think maybe that was a reflex and he shouldn't quite have done that.
We've got to bear in mind. Go on.
No, I was going to say, over on Alpha, Summers of Corbite is getting a bit of focus fire here. I hope that he can get out okay.
He's surrounded by sharks.
How is he spotted?
I think it's the gearing. Unless that's a radar minotaur. No, it's not. It's a smoke screen. Can't
be blind fire, surely. Maybe he's just...
No, he's not spotted.
I think maybe he just popped out the back of his smoke...
hang on. Yeah, right. Look where the Kremlin is. I don't know if you can see our Kremlin.
Oh, he's definitely lined aside the Kremlin. I just can't work out why he didn't stop in his smoke.
Must have drifted backwards.
Maybe.
Oof, big mistake.
Yeah, that was a bit of a misplay there, I think. He is going to get pushed hard because there's nothing really to stop these Henris from pushing a little bit up.
He is now totally unspotted.
He does have some torps heading towards the Kremlin.
Okay. Well, that's not really a wise idea because the gearing's about to pop out at the bottom end of that smoke screen.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
This could be gearing versus half-health Sommers at close range. And
yep, here we go.
My money's on the gearing, I'm afraid.
Here we go.
I'm sorry, Corbite. We love you, mate. But I hate to say it. You're on the sidelines.
Yep, there he goes.
Kremlin from the Kremlin quarterback.
So Yoshino and Bourgogne pushing up into the corner. They're going to have to turn right here, otherwise. No, or they're going to turn a face. Maybe they're going to turn a face. I'm not sure.
But again, they split. They're completely on their own. They're facing a Kremlin, Omri, Minor, another Omri, and a Gearing. The Bourgogne has got a fleet of torpedoes heading towards it. I think the Gearing might be running the 16.5-kilometer slow torpedoes, long-range ones. So theoretically, Samantha Stones here in the Bourgogne needs to either stop the turn and go nose on into the corner or prepare to receive.
I don't know whether the Smudge in the Yoshino has got the 12s or the 20s, but Smudge has thrown some torps down while he's unspotted towards the smokescreen that the Summers left, and also towards the Kremlin. Some torps have just arrived on the Bourgogne of Samantha.
Oh, and they've all just
run out. There's been a lot of that today. Oh, there's a push happening on Charlie. Oops.
Yep.
There's a push happening on Charlie.
Oh yeah, you can see. Well, you can see the damage here.
It's interesting. Both teams have completely ignored Bravo. Completely.
But there is that Worcester in the wind.
I'm kind of surprised that RNSF haven't sent the Shima over to cap it.
Yeah, I think Comic Book guy's about to bite the dust. He's down to 8K.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. I think that early DCP of that flood, I think that was a bit of a mistake.
Really
yeah.
I mean, I suppose we better explain why we mentioned that. As the Yamato does go down, obviously now when you receive a torpedo hit or a flood, with the change to that mechanic in the game, you will receive like a 20 to 30 second flood as opposed to an indefinite 1 minute, 2 minute flood.
And it does a lot less damage than it used to as well.
Yeah, it's the same basis as being on fire.
It's essentially the same thing, yeah.
Which, obviously you can afford, in something like the Yamato, if you run like a zombie captain build.
Blind Inception being spotted there and taking a bit of a hit from the Stalingrad, although Para Ordnance has had to push forward really aggressively to do that. He's also left the cap, but the Henri is coming in to cap from behind.
And we've got the Stalingrad of Arrow here. It's luckily getting hung up on the island.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those torpedoes.
This Shima of Twisted is probably currently kicking himself because I think those would have been really good torps.
But
ooh,
that was an angle I didn't expect you to see that penetrate.
No, well, even if you're in a Stalingrad, if you sail broadside to Stalingrad, you're broadside to Stalingrad.
So Blind Inception is now spotted and shooting into Twisted. Oh, there we go. The Yu Yang of Blind Inception is running radar.
Well, that makes sense.
That's an interesting call, that.
I don't think the Shima was expecting that because he's...
No, he's goodbye Twisted. Sorry, mate. This isn't the Yu Yang you were expecting, so that...
No.
So taking the Yuyang has definitely paid off for RORN. Look at that.
Maybe, I wonder if they maybe confused the Smolensk smoke for Yuyang smoke and thought that it was a smoking Yuyang. I doubt it, but it's possible.
It's entirely possible, but that was
but I think it's more likely they just like we've got to push now, and they just went all in.
So there we go. RORN, winner,
chicken dinner.
Very, very quick win there. Holy smokes! So the Romanian Royal Navy, well done, lads. That's the quickest game we've seen.
I think it is, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
That was, how long was that game? 8 minutes 39 from start to finish.
Yep. I could smell another tea break. This happens. Unfortunately, the unfortunate thing of doing tournaments is that you have to allow for enough time for games to go full time, and you have to allow enough time for restarts. So when you get a match that starts early and runs short, you end up with a bit of a gap. But we can have a bit of a chat, and then we can have another little break perhaps. And also, I'm sure there'll be giveaways going on in